Hello everyone. Uh, Actually, good evening. Good evening because I am recording this uh, video, this discussion this evening, January 30, 2021. Okay, so because I received a message from some of the students under my subject that they cannot able or they cannot access uh, the apps that I used uh, that I uploaded last Friday. So I decided I need to make a new one again. The apps that accessible to everyone. Okay, so those who are already watch the pre-recorded discussion, so you can also uh, repeat, no, repeat watching this discussion. Okay, so let's start. So our topic is about Convention of Maritime Pollution. That's covered in topic 1. Convention meaning is an agreement between countries covering particular matters, especially one less formal than a treaty. So a treaty is a kasunduan, a contract in writing between two or more political authorities such as states or a sovereign and signed by states, each state's representatives, of course. So our learning outcomes on this after this discussion, you will able to illustrate the overview of the Convention of Maritime Pollution as adopted in IMO with annexes and protocols. But I will not include yet the annexes and protocols of MARPOL. Not this topic, yeah. Okay. We will tackle that for the next topics. MARPOL 73-78 and its annexes. So nga ito na musulod ng annexes sa topic. I think that's the topic 4. Okay, so himay-himayin nato ni ginagmay. Okay, para masulod kay this topic, this subject is a little bit, not just a little bit, it's very complicated because we will apply regulations, sections, articles, protocols of blah 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 nito, that's very important as a marine engineering because you are part of you are in marine ocean engineering. And ocean engineering is what? Okay, the purpose of ocean is to minimize, to moderate the monitoring the substances or the objects that are study and develop, right? And to prevent for prevention of pollution at sea. Of course, you're marine engineering. Okay, so let's have a recap first. So last week, I uploaded a definition on orientation that adopted by the GSAM from the onset. So again, take note this one, guys. The definition of marine pollution according to the onset is an introduction by man, directly or indirectly, into the marine environment. Okay? So please take note, if you have a ball pen or a notebook, please take down this one because maybe one day in the near future I will ask you what is the exact definition of marine pollution according to the onset. Okay? Or the UNICEF. Okay. According to the UNICEF. Sorry about that. So, next. So, what is MARPOL Convention first? Ano ba yung MARPOL na yan, ma'am? Okay, so let's get to know what is MARPOL. So, MARPOL, ano daw siya? It is the main international convention covering prevention of pollution of the marine environment by ships from sea. I know. Ships from causes like what? Like operational and accidental, of course. So, this MARPOL Convention was adopted at the International Maritime Organization in 1973. Okay, take note. This MARPOL Convention was adopted in 1973. Okay, so we have some examples. Causes pollution from ships. So, what are the examples of accidental, ma'am? We have ship collision. Okay, so this structural impact between two ships. Okay, so that's tawag na niya is a ship collision and fire explosion. You know, on board, the fire explosion on board, a vessel will be a fire. It's unpredictable, you know. But if you are always in your mind think safety, imagine the safest ship is a tanker. Why? Because they know, they are aware, the crews are aware that they carry flammable substances or liquid. That's why they are being, aware, being precautions, to avoid fire or explosion on board. Because have you noticed also some of the accidents are yung mga mga container ship. Okay, because they are being overconfident that mong kargada, it's not flammable, Diba, wala sila magunaw naging ana. But if you think always safety, that can be avoided, right? Okay, so what else? We have a hull failure, and we have also a ship capsizing and grounding. Okay, so guys, take note. In this part, may mga storage tank din sa fuel oil. Din So, you have a storage tank 1, storage tank 2, 3, or 4. Diha sa main deck na yan. Yan, napadyo na yung mga storage tank sa may pop part niya. For example, na may unong ka storage tank din So, imagine, if this ship grounded, okay, grounding, and there's possibility nga may butas sa hull niya. So, if there's a hole sa hull niya, there's a leaking. So, maybe, kung ang iyang barko, ang structure sa iyang hull is a single hull, of course, musulod jud ang kausang bangga, so manggawas dayon ang mga liquid. O kung double hull na siya, napa na siya yung mga stages usa siya mo gawas. Okay? So nowadays, the ship are, it is mandatory. Okay? Mandatory nga double hull na dyan na siya. Okay, so we have a operational. So what are the examples of operational? Now we have a loading and discharging of the cargoes. We have ship-to-ship transfer or lightering. We have a ballast and deballasting. So guys, this one, have you ever wondered also before when you siya nga naman ang barko magpagawas man na sila ma'am og tubig. I also wondering that time of that before Nga naman, magpagawas mag-ana man ang barko. Ngayon na magbalasting mo na siya. Okay, so sorry about the noise. Okay, ang say purpose na ng ballasting, deballasting. The purpose of the ballasting and ballasting is to have additional stability of a ship. Okay? Ballasting, it's like a suction of seawater inside. Okay? Inside the ballast tank. So, nagsuction, nagpundo na siya og dagat sa sulod para mo bugat ang barko. Kung in case of events, not just mga force majeure, the act of God or by the act of nature, dili mo mapadpad dayon or dili mo makapsize o blah blah blah, nailaban ang inyong barko. Mo na magkinalan og ballasting procedure. Pag ang inyong barko is gaan or lightweight, wala mo'y kargada. So, pag kuan naman, if your ship is full loaded, puno inyong hull, puno inyong main deck, inyong cargos, of course, you need to deballasting. Magbawas ka og stability, kabugaton. Okay. So, don't worry, it's not your job, but it's the job of each chief officer. Okay? So, you have nothing to worry about that. Pero pag ang inyong barko is old, mano-mano, that's a good experience, Okay, kamo ang magbalas. Good luck. I have an experience on that one. I cried. But anyway, that's a good experience. Okay, let's continue. Oh, we have tank washing. So, tank washing and bunkering operations. Guys, bunkering operations, that's our responsibility. Okay? That's engine department's responsibility when it comes to bunkering operations. So, you must know, you must aware what are the possibilities that might happen during the bunkering operations. So, you must also prepare the SOPIP, okay? SOPIP, kung kuan pa mo na first aid. Okay? SOPIP equipment. So, what are the SOPIP equipment? Did I discuss that with you? I think not. Because, quarantine, nag-lockdown man ata na nga time after midterm. Dapat sa final topics dato na siya sa final term. But due to lockdown, wata ka discuss ana. But I hope, nag-research mo na, you made a PowerPoint. Please lang. Basin ang katong nag-himos PowerPoint, may nakamao. Okay. So again, it's a continuation of the MARPOL Convention, guys. So, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, was adopted on November 2, 1973. Okay, take note. The MARPOL Convention, or the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL in short, adopted on November 2, 1973. Okay, take note the year and the date, the exact date, the specific date, adopted. Okay? Okay, so this also continuation from the MARPOL Convention. So this convention, the MARPOL Convention, covered, sayang covered pollution by oil. Okay, under na ang pollution by oil, may under na siya MARPOL Convention. Okay, so what else? We have chemicals. So chemicals and harmful substances in package form. So this one kana siya kuan na siya kanang container na siya sa chemicals on board. Okay, so depende kung sa sulod ana friend. And next is we have sewage. Okay, what is sewage, ma'am? Okay, Sewage is a mix of a sewage system, a sewage plant. So it's a mix liquid or water of a human waste and a toilet waste, a black water and a gray water. Okay, so you can search or you can go to Google and search what is sewage. Okay, and we have a garbage. So on convention covering the pollution by oil, chemicals and harmful substances in package form, sewage and a garbage. Okay, so again, the MARPOL was adopted on November 2, 1973. Okay, so why was the MARPOL 1978 existing? Okay, why they created a MARPOL 1978? Okay, so the MARPOL of 1978 relating, okay, take note, relating to the 1973 of International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. Okay, so they are relating to each other. Okay, why the IMO? So my question is, why the IMO conference adopted a new protocol of 1978? Nga naman, ngano nagkimo man sila MARPOL 1978 protocol while at kana siyang MARPOL 1973 protocol was existing at that time. Nga nagkimo man sila ana. Why? Okay, so there's a reason in that one. So the reason of this is that the protocol of 1978 was adopted and a response, okay, take note, the IMO conference adopted a new protocol of 1978 in response to a number of tanker accidents. There are more tanker accidents in that year of between 1976 to 1977. Okay, nagkasunod-sunod ang mga aksidente, mga panghitabo sa tanker accidents. That's why they adopted a conference on tanker safety and pollution prevention on February 1978 or MARPOL 1978 or 1978 protocol. Okay, whatever it is. Makalibog kamay. Okay? Okay, so again, why the IMO conference adopted a new protocol of 1978? Because if tanker accidents happened between 1976 to 1977. Okay, so relating, diba? Yun, relating da kuno sila. Unsa ni siyang MARPOL 1973 protocol? Diba? International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. While kining MARPOL 1978 Conference on Tanker Safety and Pollution Prevention in February 1978. Nagitawag na siya nga relating na sila. Okay. So, I hope na enlighten gamay. Okay, so mabitan na gitawag na ng MARPOL 7378. Diba? Ano ng MARPOL 7378. Okay, so a little further explanation. This one. So the MARPOL 1973 Convention had not yet entered into force. Take note, had not yet entered into force. So the MARPOL 1978 absorbed the parent convention. So that combined the instrument is referred to as the International Convention for the Prevention of Maritime Pollution from Ships 1973 as modified, okay? As modified by the by the Protocol of 1978 relating thereto, that's why nanatay MARPOL 7378. Again, so during the this MARPOL 7378, take note again, the MARPOL 7378 was entered into force on October 2, 1983. Okay, makalibog kamay, ma'am. Ano sa mana, ma'am? Ay, okay, so kanina. The IMO conference created in MARPOL 1973, di ba? Naghimo sila. But, that convention had not yet entered into force. Wala pa na siya isinag sa batas. So, there is a history why the MARPOL 7378. So, I only give you an idea. Okay? So, we have a topic about MARPOL 7378 and its annexes. Okay? So kining again, ako na nag-explain earlier, nga kining MARPOL 1973 o ang MARPOL 1978, they are relating. Okay, relating. So, ang International Convention for the Prevention of Marine Pollution from Ships 1973, okay, as modified by MARPOL Protocol of 1978. That's why, malagin kaya muna MARPOL 1978. And it was entered into force. Ipinagsabatas na siya sa taong ito, October 2, 1983. Okay, kaya, so, any questions? So, again, the MARPOL is a short for marine pollution. 73 and 78 is a short for years, okay, of 1973 and 1978. Okay, so next is, you know what? The MARPOL 7378 is one of the most, take note, is one of the most important international marine environment conventions that created by IMO. Okay? Again, the IMO created the most important international marine environment convention. That was the MARPOL 7378. Okay, so question. I have a question, guys. So my question is, why the IMO was created? Ngayon na-create man ng IMO. So, have you wondering naaman na ang exist man ang IMO? Ang International Maritime Organization? Why they are exist? Because they existed because of two purposes. Okay, so what are these purposes, ma'am? So the first purpose for which IMO was created because of what? To serve as machinery for cooperation among governments in regulating and practicing technical matters about shipping and international trade. Okay, so upang magsilbihan daw ang mga, not just the, of course, the kooperasyon sa pamalaan, okay, yung international trade nato, okay, imagine kung walay barko, yung mga live products pa, yung mga international trade, mabot ba tayo? Diba? Hindi. Okay, so that's why that's the first purpose for which IMO was created. So the second one is to persuade or pursued. Okay, pursued and assist the governments in adopting a highest level of practicable standards. So, sa mga practicable standards about maritime safety. Sa mga practicable standards kuno. Okay, so to pursue and assist the government in adopting the highest level of practicable standards about maritime safety. Okay, so maritime safety daw. That's why we have our trainings, diba? That's why we are required to take trainings. It's a mandatory trainings. Okay? To have additional standards of qualifications. So when it about maritime safety, so if the pollution prevention of prevention of oil caused from ship or may MARPOL conference or may MARPOL convention siya. How about the maritime safety? Is the maritime safety as a convention? Ha? Na ba siya convention? Yes. The maritime safety has a convention. Ang tawag niya is SOLAS Convention. SOLAS Convention is the safety of life at sea. Okay? So that's a different convention. We're not going to tackle that one, but dapat you are aware. That's why the trainings, under SOLAS. And okay, so continue efficiency of navigation and prevention and control of marine pollution from ships. So, nalang ko ihatag share knowledge lang sa inyo ha. Why the SOLAS was created? Nga naman po ang SOLAS na invento man po siya. It was because of Titanic. Diba? Titanic incident. Nakainom mo sa Titanic, there are plenty of passengers died because the Titanic is kanang yung mga safety equipment nila, some are not functioning well. O sa kuwang ang ilang, their lack of safety equipment. Kuwang sila. That's why na kaayo na safe ang uban. That's why the maritime safety or the SOLAS was created. And also the MARPOL was created because of a Torrey Canyon incidents. Okay, I will discuss that later. Okay, so next slide. So, may pa-fax si ma'am. Do you know, Charles? Okay. Do you know that the IMCO was the first name of IMO? Okay. The IMCO meaning is an intergovernmental consultative organization or IMCO. So, this IMCO was created in 1958. Take note, the first name of IMO was IMCO. Okay? And this IMCO was created in the year of 1958. And in the year of 1982, the IMCO changed to IMO. Imagine. So, that's why kung pangutanan mo unsa may first name sa IMO. Okay? Sure? May idea na sila. Okay, anyway, let's proceed. Another question to you guys. What is the aim of IMO? To develop or created a convention that includes a regulation. Asa may lang paninguha, layunin nila. Ano mo create man dyan sila convention nga na may mga regulations. Why? Okay. So, the first question was, why the IMO was created? Because of two purposes, right? And the second question is, what is the aim of IMO? Sa may paninguha, layunin. Ngano mo create, mo develop man sila o convention that includes regulations. Okay, so why? So the IMO's convention includes or develop a regulation regulations aim to minimize pollution. Okay? Asa daw sa oceans, including dumping of oil and air pollution. Okay, so mo na gipaninguha sa IMO. Through this convention daw, or on these regulations, naninguha sila na this pollution will be minimized. Okay, so I hope so. Okay, guys. So, another question is, the kind of question is, ma'am, so another question is, what is the objectives of MARPOL Convention? Unsa na MARPOL Convention, guys? Unsa tingingon? The MARPOL Convention is an main international convention covering prevention of pollution of the marine environment by ships from operational or accidental causes. So, mana siyang unsa nang what is MARPOL Convention? Karon, another question is, what is the objectives? Unsa ka ni objectives sa MARPOL Convention? Okay, the objectives of MARPOL Convention is to preserve the marine environment in an attempt to completely eliminate pollution by oil and other harmful substances and to minimize accidental spillage of substances. So take note this one, okay? Take note. Okay, so why the MARPOL was created? Na naman, si ma'am, uy. Okay, why the MARPOL was created? Because it was created of the incident happened 50 years ago. Okay, 50 years ago, kaya na ana, uy. 50. So, in that year, and 50 before that, that's the nightmare begins. The nightmare begins on 18 March 1967. So, it's almost 50 years ago. So, 1967, 2021. So, it will be 54 years this coming March 18, 2021. Okay. The nightmare begins when the Torrey Canyon oil spill incident. Okay, so again, on 18 March of 18, 1967, the Torrey Canyon, one of the world's biggest tankers, ran aground between Land's End and the Isles of Scilly. Okay? So, leaking more than 100,000 tons of crude oil into the sea. Gosh, 100 tons. Dako no. So, that incident, it was the United Kingdom's worst oil spill to date, causing major environment damage with more than 20,000 seabirds contaminated on that year. Imagine. So, why did the Torrey Canyon run aground? Ano na run aground man sila? According to my search, according to the Google, that the Torrey Canyon took a shortcut and hit the reef. So this reef is between Land's End and the Isles of Scilly. You know, every drop of crude oil causes by a Torrey Canyon, from Torrey Canyon, every drop of crude oil borne by the ship seeped into the Atlantic. Pumunta siya sa Atlantic. Seeped, you know. So if you have if you want to have a further information about the Torrey Canyon incidents, you can do a research, guys. You can do a search on it. Magkatugo na si ma'am. Okay? It's okay. Baka sa inyo lang. Charot. Okay, so during the past 25 years, the pollution of world's biggest oceans has become a matter of increasing international concern, because most of this pollution comes from the land-based sources. Okay, so in the past 25 years, the pollution of the world's ocean increasing international concern. International concern, okay, so industrial products. So these products may reach the seas through rivers or as a result of willful dumping from ships. No? What do you think? Tunod ba? So the oil. So this industrial and oil are the land-based sources. So oil is also introduced into the sea through exploitation. Exploit niya, exploitation activities, as well as through a natural seepage. And nevertheless, a very significant amount of pollution is caused, caused by shipping and maritime activities. Are you agree with that? It's caused by the... Okay, so the following are the series of international convention relating to marine pollution. Okay? Diba kay last 25 years, the world's ocean has become a matter of increasing the international concern. So, the following are the series of international convention relating to the marine pollution. So, the first one is the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil, year 1954. Okay, so this convention was one of the earliest international convention dealing with the prevention of pollution of the sea. Was the International Convention. Balik-balik na ma. Okay, sorry about that. Was the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil. Okay, so it is also called Oil Pool Convention. Okay, so the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil, or Oil Pool Convention. Okay, so before the MARPOL was created, the MARPOL was created on that year. So, before, again, one of the earliest, pinaka-earliest ng international convention dealing with prevention ng pollution of the sea, mauni ang Oil Pool Convention. Okay, the second one is the International Convention relating to the intervention on the high seas in the cases of oil pollution casualties. So, sabay pasabot-an niya, ma'am. Okay, this convention was adopted, take note, this convention was adopted on November 29, 1989. And entered into force, take note, entered into force on May 6, 1975. So, this convention affirmed the right of the coastal state to take certain measures on high seas to prevent and eliminate or mitigate danger to its coastline. Okay? So, to its coastline, asa gikan from pollution by oil or any threat. Okay, guys? Unsa na siya nga convention? Ang kining convention intervention in high seas in cases of oil pollution casualties is a convention affirm the right of the coastal state to take a certain measures. Okay? Okay, so the third one is the International Conference on Human Environment, 1972, and the Intergovernmental on the Dumping of Waste at Sea, 1972. Same year gapon na siya nga conference. So what this conference about? So this protection of the ocean environment and the resources, or this is also called a London Dumping Convention. So the London Dumping Convention was entered into force, take note, on August 30, 1975. So this convention prohibits the dumping of a certain hazardous materials. Okay? Kuha. So the last one of international concerns relating to the marine pollution, we have a MARPOL. Okay, mao na ng MARPOL 72-78, and take note, this MARPOL Convention 72-78 was the most comprehensive, even now, is the most comprehensive international maritime convention for the prevention of marine pollution. Okay? Siya ang pinaka-most comprehensive international maritime convention for the prevention of pollution. So again, also this MARPOL 72-70 convention, the most complete international convention covering the prevention of pollution of the marine environment by ships. So I hope na may idea about this one, na klaong gamay. Okay, so we are almost finished. Okay, so last question is, which ships daw kuno is the MARPOL Convention applicable? Asa man ni ma-apply ng mga MARPOL Convention, ma'am? Okay, so do you have any idea, ma'am? So this MARPOL Convention only applicable to all ships with the flag of a state members of the convention or that operate within its jurisdiction. And last one, the vessels of any type operating the marine environment, including hydrofoil boats, air cushion vehicles, submersible, floating craft, and fixed or floating platforms. They are MARPOL Convention applicable. Okay, so that's it, guys. Our presentation is almost done. Okay, so before the closing of our presentation, I hope you already have an idea for our activity 2, and I hope you are enlightened a little. So you can do a research about this MARPOL Convention if you want to read a lot. If you want to read more information regarding on this, but I bet not. Okay, so I have a closing on this topic. You know what? As long as ships are deployed at sea, international discharges of oil and other effluents cannot be totally eliminated. Guys. due to routine or normal shipboard operations. Likewise, a marine accident, whether big or small, could pollute the marine environment. Control and prevention are the only way to protect the seas. Again, control and preventions are the only way to protect the seas and oceans from pollution coming from ships. Right? So, nevertheless, if control and prevention are taken for granted, binaliwala lang, sources of pollution coming from ships could pose serious problems in the future of our marine environment. Right? So, particularly those water located in the enclosed areas, the concern of MARPOL 7378 is to control the marine pollution from ships. Muna lang ilang important concern dyan. Okay, so I think we're almost done. So I have references here. And so the hard part's over. And lastly, any questions? So guys, if you have questions regarding on this topic, you can message me directly or you can comment below. Okay, so keep safe and bye-bye. Good night, guys.